Hi, my name is Whitney Plunkett, and I am a current educational technology student at Loyola University of Maryland. I am also a fifth grade teacher in Howard County Public Schools in Laurel, Maryland. Continuing my education at Loyola has been a phenomenal experience, and I'm looking forward to sharing how my internship has impacted my career as an educator. Let's get started. Before I began my internship, I really started to think about what kinds of tools could I use? What do teachers at Forest Ridge really need? What do teachers need to become more successful in personalizing and differentiating instruction? And what do teachers need to create more learner-centered environments? At first, I was thinking of all these cool technology tools that teachers would really benefit from using and students would benefit from using. But then I started to think about how cool would it be if teachers at Frez began to use Canvas and Gaffe, which are tools that Howard County already provides for us. So that's what I decided to do for my internship. I decided to use Canvas, Howard County's learning management system, and Google Apps for Education. As I began my internship, Claire Wise, the technology teacher at Frez, was a huge support system. We regularly met to identify teacher feedback and to identify needs that teachers had, and we used the feedback to help identify those needs. We also created a plan of action. The plan of action included teachers who teach 3rd through 5th grade and special area teachers. We decided to provide small group instruction, collaborative planning, one-on-one sessions, and we also frequently met to collaborate different ways to use Gaffe and Canvas. Every Tuesday was a Tech Tip Tuesday where I sent a screencast. And we also had in-person sessions at one Tuesday a month. Internship action steps. So before starting my internship, I decided to share my plan with the school administrators to get their approval. My principal was well on board. She did mention that she wanted me to also include how we could use Canvas to communicate with parents and families at our school. I thought that was a great idea. They shared in my excitement, and they were ready to see results of how teachers use Canvas and Gaffe. So after meeting with the administrators and getting approval from Loyola, I sent out a survey to teachers, to the participants, teachers in 3rd through 5th grade and the special area teachers. This is the survey that we used. I'm using Canvas and G Suite. G Suite is another word for Gaffe. These are some of the types of questions that I asked. How do you currently use Canvas? How do you currently use G Suite? And this question I thought was pretty useful is what, if anything, stops you from using Canvas with students? Many teachers stated that Canvas is too confusing and hard to learn, and that they don't have enough time to sit down and learn it. So that's what I used when planning my professional learning experiences. So in September, I had the very unique opportunity to set Canvas goals with each team and the technology teacher, Claire Wise. This is a requirement for Howard County, so it worked so well with my internship, and then I decided to join each team meeting where they created their Canvas goals. And it also helped me see personally how much support teachers need in using Canvas in their classrooms. I learned that there was a wide range of teachers that used Canvas. Some teachers only used Canvas to access the curriculum, and other teachers were doing really cool things in Canvas. So in October, I met with teachers one-on-one, and I also sent my first Tech Tuesday screencast video. And finally, I hosted my first in-person professional development. It was really neat. As the teachers, when I met with one-on-one, it was very cool because a lot of the one-on-one meetings happened to be impromptu. In my first in-person professional development, I worked with teachers on how to create assignments and discussion posts in Canvas. And November was also filled with more one-on-one meetings, another face-to-face Tech Tuesday, and a couple more screencasts. It was a very eventful month. Many teachers shared that they began using Canvas in different ways, which was really awesome to see. Some teachers moved from not using Canvas at all to sending out class announcements to parents, which was in line with what my principal asked in having teachers begin to use Canvas to communicate with families. And then other teachers began to embed Google Docs or HyperDocs into Canvas, which was really awesome to see that teachers were using Canvas with students too. Teachers started to learn the why behind using technology. Here's an image of a fourth grade teacher that I met with one-on-one, and she sent her first Canvas announcement out to parents and students. So at the end of November, I sent out a post survey to teachers along with one final Tech Tip screencast, Tech Tip Tuesday screencast. Here's the post survey that I sent out to teachers. Unfortunately, I only got 3 responses for the post survey. I did ask very similar questions. I asked the same question up at the top, and the second question was the same. The third question was the same, what if anything stops you from using Canvas? And then I also at the bottom asked if they would like to see more Tech Tuesday screencasts or meet with me or Claire one-on-one to chat about using technology or Canvas in their classroom. And then I asked them to put their name if they were interested. I had 2 teachers say that they were interested in using Canvas more and learning more about how to use Canvas. So overall, there were a lot of successes and areas to improve. What went well? There were every in-person professional learning experience that I had, there were teachers that attended. There was even an unexpected teacher that attended, our physical education teacher. That was really cool, and she continued to email and share different ways that she was using the Tech Tip Tuesdays and the Canvas strategies that I was sharing at the professional learning sessions. There were also a variety of strategies shared that benefit the teachers that on both ends of the SAMR spectrum. There were teachers that were using Canvas in awesome ways to embed Google Docs and having class discussions on Canvas and homework in discussion posts. It was really awesome. But then there were also teachers, again, that were just using Canvas for announcements, which is great too. Every step in the right direction is a great step. I also had the opportunity to meet with all teachers at some point. Even though teachers kindergarten through 2nd grade weren't part of my internship, I also got to meet with them too because they also had to make Canvas goals. And this was a very unique opportunity and also unexpected. Another thing that went really well was that administration was on board and they were so supportive. They frequently asked about how well my internship was going. When I was at the bus loop, I would run into one of them asking how it was going, or even at after-school events, they asked how Tech Tip Tuesdays were. They also made a lot of comments about my screencast videos, so I know they were watching them too. Lastly, my principal and assistant principal popped into the first Tech Tuesday in-person session, which I thought was very kind and useful. And then finally, another thing that went well was that I got to meet one-on-one with many teachers 3rd to 5th grade. Some of the meetings were impromptu while others of them were scheduled, but it was still great to meet one-on-one and talk about different ways that they can uniquely use Canvas or G Suite. Now, some areas to improve. One area that was kind of a downfall was 4th grade teachers were not able to come to any of the face-to-face sessions because their team meetings are on Tuesday mornings. So although I was able to reschedule with 2 out of 5 of the 4th grade teachers, it was inconvenient for them to have to do that. I could have reached out individually to more teachers that I never really communicated with. I didn't really communicate with any of the related arts teachers besides that PE teacher that I mentioned earlier. And I only met with one related arts teacher. So that I do wish that I communicated more one-on-one with teachers and reached out and sent that personal one-on-one invitation. And then I do wish that I used other teachers to lead discussions about how they were using Canvas. There are other teachers in the school that are using Canvas in unique ways, and I wish that I was able to highlight them throughout my internship and how they were using Canvas in their own classrooms. And I realized that that could also make it more beneficial and exciting for teachers that are interested in learning about what's happening in our school building. Now let's take a look at several key concepts that I found have been prevalent in my internship. The first key concept is that I designed meaningful activities and learning experiences that incorporated UDL and appropriate technology tools. For my internship, I did design meaningful learning experiences and activities for teachers at my school. I created several different videos that explained them how to use these appropriate tools, particularly Canvas. In this video below, I highlighted to teachers how they could embed a video in Canvas. And this supports UDL because teachers can embed different images and videos, and those images and videos can support all different types of learners. I also taught teachers how to make assignments and modules on Canvas and how to use hyperdocs in learning. I also used SAMR in order to address where teachers were on the spectrum of incorporating technology in their classrooms. I did this by sending out a survey to teachers, and I used that survey to find out where teachers were and how much technology they were using. The teachers at my school, there were teachers at my school that were not using Canvas at all, and there were some teachers at my school that were using Canvas and already ready to jump into the redefinition stage. As you can see in these images below, there are two different teachers. This teacher here used Canvas for the first time to connect with families. And this teacher began using Canvas to incorporate Canvas in her science lessons. I also demonstrated that I would be able to lead technology initiatives at my school by getting this internship approved by my principal, but then also presenting to several teachers at a few face-to-face sessions. And then I also modeled professional learning and began the process of real change at FRES. To begin the process of real change, I really took a deep look at Ely's 8 conditions. I did recognize that time would be our biggest hurdle at my school, and that it would be really challenging to overcome. One activity that I did implement because I knew that time would be an issue was the Tech Tuesdays, so that teachers, like those 4th grade teachers that weren't able to come to the face-to-face sessions, were able to at least get a little something from the screencast videos. And then finally, I was able to determine and implement the best approaches to improve technology. And I did that by my self-evaluation and reflection. So I did several different reflection posts while I was working on my internship. And those reflection posts helped me understand areas that I needed to improve and areas that were successful. Now moving on to my reflections. I started to reflect every week, and I talked about different successes and failures and different ways to improve throughout my internship. I started with the first week about getting started and how I met with my principal and assistant principal. And then I also talked about how I got to have an unexpected meeting and meet with teachers to talk about their Canvas goals. I did a blog about how things are heating up, and I talked about how teachers are using Canvas in different ways. This teacher, a 5th grade teacher, gave me a little special shout out in our staff school newsletter about how she's using Canvas in science. And then I also did a little blog post about our Tech Tuesdays too, and how teachers are really liking our Tech Tuesdays. But then I also got an email from a 4th grade teacher about how she is unable to attend the meetings because she has team meetings. I did a blog post about our first PD, and I shared about how things went really well, but I did forget incentives, which was a bummer, and that is one of Ely's 8 conditions that he mentions for conditions of change. So that's one area that I did want to get better at for next time, bring incentives. Treats. For the next one, I talk about another Tech Tuesday, and I even shared the screencast video here. This Tech Tuesday was using discussion posts on Canvas. And there was even 2 teachers that used discussion posts for the first time with their students. I talked about great feedback about how this PE teacher used Canvas for the first time to make an announcement, and how I met with another 4th grade teacher here. And then finally, I talked about different areas of success and growth as a technology leader. I thought this was a really important piece because as a technology leader, it is important to stay up to date in the latest ed tech, but it's also important to continue to enhance my leadership skills so that I can remain a technology leader for my school and my community. Next steps. I thought that this piece was really important to include. In the future, after my internship, I do plan to continue. I hope to consider using teachers that already use Canvas and other technology tools in unique ways to showcase them to other teachers in the school. I also plan to continue to work with Claire Wise, a technology teacher, to create Canvas assignments and modules for teachers and other grades to use. I hope to loop in kindergarten and 2nd grade by doing the same process as this internship that I just completed, but with a few tweaks. And then I also plan to and hope to collaborate with Howard County's Office of Instructional Technology to find ways to share strategies and tools with more of the staff members at my school. One really great idea would be to consider inviting them to FRES for an optional professional learning experience. Thank you for viewing more about my internship. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. 2 really great ways to contact me are through Twitter at @whitplunk, WHITPLUNK, or using my Howard County email, Whitney_Plunkett@hcpss.org. Thank you so much.